Hi guys, Swansea this here, back again from a video and back again for another match preview. This weekend, Swansea are taking part in the FA Cup third round and we're against League 2 Stevenage. Stevenage then are currently 22nd in League 2. They do have a few games in hand on the teams above them, but they are only one place above the relegation zone and above the team on 23rd in goal difference. Swansea City then we're second, but a couple of teams behind us do have games in hand, so we could possibly drop down to third or fourth in the next couple of weeks. But we're not too bothered about that at the minute. It's the FA Cup weekend, you know, anything can happen in the FA Cup. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of rotation players for Swansea City. Potentially, if Stevenage play a strongest 11, there could really be a good cup tie. For Stevenage, they did beat Concord Rangers in the first round on penalties. They did draw 2-2, but then won on penalties. And in the second round, then they did beat High Fly and Hull City from League 1 in the FA Cup, also winning on penalties. So Stevenage are going into the third round winning 2 games on penalties. So if this game does go to penalties, you would 100% favour the home side. Swansea City, then we haven't participated in the past 2 rounds because the Premier League and Championship clubs always coming in round 3. Obviously, League 1 and lower levels always come in at round 1 or even lower if we're in the National League. For Stevenage, even though they are 22nd in League 2, they are unbeaten in their last 3 league games with 2 wins and 1 draw. For Swansea City, then we're unbeaten in their last 4 league games with 3 wins and 1 draw, and a very impressive 2-1 home win against Watford last time out. Very, very good result. Like I said, Jamalo on fire again. I think that's 8 goals for the season. I really do want to see the likes of Jamalo, Andre, Freddie Woodman in this game. I think, you know, even though we did lose to Newport early on this season with a fairly strong side with likes of Freddie Woodman, Andre, who will start in that game, I'd just like to see a lot of rotation. I'd love to see Stephen Bender play, but I'll get on to my team news later on. So, like I always do, I'm going to give you the 3 highest rated Stevenage players on FotMob rating so far, and according to FotMob, these are Stevenage's 3 best players on average ratings this season. Scott Cuthbert with a 6.92, Lever Wilton with a 6.84, and Luke Pross with a 6.71. If any of those 3 players start for Stevenage tomorrow, then we have to be careful. Thank you very much to Matt, the Stevenage fan, for sending me a clip. It's quite a long clip, so hopefully you guys enjoy. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but his Twitter will be down below, so make sure you go and drop him a follow. And here's what Matt's got to say about Stevenage chances tomorrow.
Hi guys, Stevenage supporter here, Matt Farley. Just sending you guys a video just to give you guys a bit more of an insight of my team, Stevenage Football Club. Yeah, where to start? It's been a crazy 18 months as a Stevenage supporter. We came into this season not knowing what division we were going to be in because of the kind of embargo stuff with Macclesfield, and we had to build a team that could compete in League 2 but could also compete as a National League side as well. A crazy roller coaster type of start to the season. We then eventually found out that we were going to be a League 2 club, and we were all over the moon. So we came into this season, I think for us Stevenage supporters, it was a real kind of relief and to know that we're still going to be a Football League club and to see Stevenage play League 2 football, which is always great. This season's been mad. Again, we recruited a team that could play in both divisions. It was the start of a project for us at Stevenage Football Club this season. And what I mean by that is the start of a new team, a team that could be successful for many years with Alex Ravel in charge and the setup. So we signed the team that we did. We don't have a lot of money as a small club, so our signings come from players that have been released, loan players, players stepping up from the non-league. We had a good start to the division. We had a League Cup game where we drew and lost on penalties, and we picked up a point in our first game and won our second game of the season. And at one point, competitively, we were 3 games unbeaten. We won in the Football League Trophy as well. We played Bradford away, lost 2-1 after going 1-0 up, and since that moment, it's been a real tough season for us. It's gone downhill. We didn't pick up a single win in October. We didn't score a goal for 2 months. We've seen glimpses this season that we can be a really good team because we have got some really good players, but it's been very difficult. And the main problem for us is it's been scoring goals. We're currently 3rd bottom, which is 22nd place. We've got 20 points out of 20 games. But funnily, we've got the 5th best defensive record, and that's a crazy stat for a team that's 3rd bottom in League 2. It's just the goal scoring part which has been the problem for us this season, as it was last season as well. We've got a very good side. We've made some really big signings this week. We've got 3 huge players that have come in. And the form the last 2 months has been really positive. We won against Port Vale in November, picked up a couple of points, and our last 3 games we're undefeated in. We've won back-to-back games for the first time since 2019, winning both games at home, and we drew away at Cheltenham on Boxing Day, so we've picked up 7 points out of 9. The really important thing for us is home form. And all of our wins this season, the 4 league wins we've got, and even the ones in the FA Cup, because as you know, we've had a very good FA Cup run, get to the 3rd round, have all been at home. All 4 wins in the league have been at home. And in the FA Cup, both ties were at home and we won on penalties. So the important thing for us is our home form's good. So with the tie being at home, it gives us a very good chance on Saturday. 3 really key players for us. I'd say Terence Van Kooten, who's been playing as centre-half recently. Terence is a cracking player. He's been very unfortunate with injuries, and he's been playing really well. Another player I'd say is Tom Pett, a cracking player. And really, Tom Pett is a League One player. He's not a League Two player, and we've been very fortunate to get Tom Pett on board. It's his 2nd tenure at the club. Box-to-box player, scores goals, creative on the ball, runs with the ball really well. Really, he's a talent to be playing in the Championship, and I would certainly say for your boys, he's a player to watch out. Last player, it has to be Charlie Carter. Chaz has had a real tough start to the season. He was top goal scorer last season. He's been injured for the most part this season, but his last 2 games, he scored 3 goals. So Charlie Carter's a really big player, and he should have scored on Boxing Day as well. He should have 4 goals in his last 3. He's been scoring goals recently. He's been playing as a striker, and he's normally a midfield player, Chaz. So a really big player to watch out for. But this has all been recently a real step in the right direction for us at Stevenage. We've had an assistant manager come in Dean Wilkins, and looks like he's got the team with Alex Ravel playing Football League football, which is a first for us Stevenage fans to stay in 18 months. And he's been a real massive component to why we're turning our form around. So for us at Stevenage, finally, we're going in the right direction, and our form recently has been really positive after beating Cambridge 1-0 and Scunthorpe at home 3-1. Score prediction for Saturday. Anyone who's a Stevenage fan will be able to tell you that we've had some great cup runs, and we have had a very interesting cup run this season, winning both on penalties. I'm going to keep the trend, and I'm going to say Stevenage to win on penalties after drawing 1-1 in normal time, which sees us through to the 4th round, which would be big for our club. But we just want to play well and prove that we're a good side and keep the positives going. So hopefully that's given you guys a bit more of an insight of us at Stevenage. So good luck, and let the best team win, boys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Matt, for coming on, mate. Really do appreciate that. Like I said, he's not a vlogger, doesn't do YouTube, but he does have Twitter, and he's quite interactive on there. So make sure you go and follow him ahead of tomorrow's game. For Stevenage, I've had a look at their website and team news, and apparently they've got no fresh injury concerns or no injury concerns at all. I'm not too sure if that's accurate, but if it is accurate, then that's very positive for Stevenage. For Swansea City, then, we've got 2 injuries, I believe, at the minute. It's Joel Latterbordy and Ryan Bennett, both centre-backs, both who, consistently mostly start anyway. With Ryan Bennett and Latterbordy, he'd be starting if Bennett was out, and unfortunately Latterbordy got injured in the warm-up last week against Watford. So it's going to be a big blow. We're missing 2 of our centre-halves. Brandon Cooper can't play in this game either, so we're missing 3 centre-halves. Brandon Cooper's cup tied. He played in the last couple of rounds for Newport County. So, we're missing 3 centre-halves for this game, so it's going to be a big blow. Will we stick with a 5-at-the-back system? I wouldn't personally. I'll go into my formation in a bit, but I just don't think we've got enough centre-backs to play that system. I think the only 2 senior centre-halves fit for this game is Mark Wahe and Ben Cabango. I know you got Cameron Evans on the reserves, but he's not really, I don't think he's ever started a game for the Swans or even come on. So be interested to see what happens, what Steve Cooper picks. What I was listening to Steve Cooper in his press conference said, he's going to take all the squad up, so likes of Andre, Jamalo, Freddie Woodman, looks like they'll all be travelling to Stevenage. So I expect likes of Woodman, maybe Lowe, AU on the bench as well. The reason why Cooper's taking all the squad up, including Andre and stuff like that, is he said he wants to keep the rhythm. And I can understand that. We do have a game midweek again, so they're going to have a full week's rest, but we do have a lot of games after this week. Going on to score predictions then, these are the legends who had their score predictions right against Watford last weekend. But firstly, I want to congratulate myself. I said 2-1 Swansea City. I was confident all week. I said in the preview, I said in the watch long 2-1, and I was right. So let's get a round of applause. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that round of applause. But let's get on to the real applause, and that's to you guys again, the 2-1. So congratulations to Jake Ormer, Corey Hansford, Torvill as a clown, no cap, Danny Jones, Ben Carr, James Marriott, Cameron Morgan, Beatty and Clembo. If you do want to shout out in the next match preview, which will be next Friday's match preview against Barnsley, then get your score predictions down below. If you do get it correct, then you will be featured in the next match preview. If you say a draw though, for example, if you say 1-1 and it ends 1-1 but it goes to penalties, you can say who wins on penalties, but it doesn't matter as long as you get the correct result. So for example, if I went 1-1 Swansea but Stevenage win on penalties, but it's actually 1-1 and Swansea win on penalties, I'd still get the score prediction right even though I got the penalties wrong. So if you predict a draw and there is a draw, then you will be shouted out just to make that quite awesome. obvious. So going on to my starting 11, it's not going to be as easy as recent weeks where, you just pick the same 11, maybe one change. It's going to be a few changes. Now, I've actually had a formation change as well. I'm personally going for the 4-2-3-1 formation just because we don't have the wing backs for the system, or we don't have the centre backs as well. So this is what I've gone for. In goals, then, Stephen Bender only made one appearance this season. That came in the championship game against Millwall after Freddie Woodman was injured. Surprised he didn't play against Newport early on in the season. Cooper actually picked Freddie Woodman for that game, but I would pick Stephen Bender for this. Back four, then Kyle Norton, Ben Cabango, Mark Guehi, Ryan Manning. You can't play Connor Robertson this game, in my opinion. The boys played every single minute this season for Swansea. He's played the majority of Wales games as well. Let's give him a rest ahead of next weekend's game. Kyle Norton back, which is really good. He's back from injury, so he needs minutes. There's no better game to play than this. Ben Cabango, Mark Guehi, you've got to play those two, in my opinion, because there's only two fit centre halves. If we're winning, comfortably winning the second half, then you can bring Cameron Evans on. And then left back Ryan Manning. I know he's more of a wing back and Bidwell's more of a left back, but like I said, Bidwell's played a lot more games than Manning this season. Manning needs minutes. Yes, he did play the full 88, 89 minutes against Watford last weekend, but that's his first game in a while, so I'd like to see Manning start. Midfield 2 then, I'm not too sure about this one, but I'm going to play Corey Smith and George Byers. Corey Smith, the reason I'm playing him is because Jay Fulton Macrae have played more games than Corey Smith in December, and George Byers are going to bring him on the start. I know he's not been on the bench in ages, don't think he's even been in a match squad this season, but Cooper was saying there's no injuries apart from Bennett Latterbordia. I know Byers played it like 3 weeks back for the 23, so I'm very confused why he's not been in at least the bench with 9 substitutes. But I would play Byers if he is fit, which I do believe so. If he's not, you could put him on the bench, but I would start for 60, 55 minutes and then bring on someone from the bench. But I would like to see Corey Smith start ahead of Jay Fulton and Matt Grimes anyway. On the wings then, I'm going to put Jordan Garrick on the right, Wayne Routledge on the left, in the attack and midfield position. I'm going to put Yang Danda. The right hand side has got to be Garrick, in my opinion. He's not playing a lot of football this season. Like I was saying, we can't really play the 5 at the back system against Stevenage anyway, because they're quite low in League 2, so we should be attacking this game and not sitting back. And with the wing backs, you'd have Norton, it wouldn't really work. So Garrick, he's not playing a lot of football this season. Towards the end of last season, he was coming off the bench a lot and he was impacting the game, so I'd like to see Garrick. Routledge recently turned 36, so what great way to turn 36 and score again for Swansea City. 2021, so it's time to see Wayne Routledge score for Swansea City again. And the attack midfielder role is going to be Yan Danda. We've got no other attacking midfielders really. I think we've got Ollie Cooper on the bench most likely anyway. But Yan Danda, he's not played in recent weeks. He's usually been Smith, Fulton, Grimes. So I'd like to see Yan Danda get a full 90 minutes without getting substituted. Up front then, who am I going to pick? Liam Cullen or Victor Gyokeres? He's only going to be one man for me, and it's definitely Liam Cullen. He's recently back from coronavirus, so this will be his first available game since the pandemic, or since he had the coronavirus. Victor Gyokeres, yes, he's been on the bench, but let's be honest, who's going to be here next season? Will it be Liam Cullen or Victor Gyokeres? It'll be Liam Cullen. Cullen needs goals. Both of them need goals, really. They've not scored this season. But I just think Gyokeres, he probably wouldn't even do it in the conference. So, no offence to Victor Gyokeres. Yes, I'm harsh on him. Maybe he can come off the bench, but, put your cucumbers away, lads, because they're not coming out tomorrow, because he probably won't even play. If he does, I'm expecting Gyokeres to score. I'm expecting Cullen to score. So whoever plays striker, even if it is Gyokeres, Cullen, or even both of them, if we go for the 5-3-2, I am expecting them to score. Whereas my score prediction then, I'm actually going to be very confident. I'm going to predict the 3-0 Swansea City win. I know we did lose earlier on in the season to Newport, but we didn't play a lot of games up to then, but we're in the rhythm now. There's a lot of players on my team who have played a lot of first team action this season, so I'm going to go for a 3-0 win. Goal scorers, I'm going to go for Wayne Routledge to score another goal for Swansea City in the calendar year. I'm going to pick Jordan Garrick and George Byers. Thanks guys for watching. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. I will be doing a watch along for this game 2:50 PM tomorrow. I believe the game is on BBC Sport, and I don't think Swansea TV are covering it at all. So if you are in the UK, then go on BBC Sport and make sure you get the game on there. I'll be watching on there, so hopefully you guys can watch on there, so we'll be on the same minute and same second. Like I said, 2:50 PM tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Like I said, Cooper will pick a strong side, and I imagine strong bench as well. Like I said, AU, Jamal Lowe, Matt Grimes. So even if we are losing, I'm expecting some of them to come off the bench and maybe rescue. It's the FA Cup though, so who knows? You got to respect Stevenage. Big shout to the Stevenage fan who did come on. Like I said, it's totally down below. So I'm looking forward to the game. Hopefully Swans can get a win. Let's not see another cup upset like we did against Newport this season, because that was absolutely horrendous. Let's only stick to one League 2 loss this season. I know it's only Newport, so who knows. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the watch long. Come on the Swans, let's avoid cup upset.
I need one more chance, oh baby, let me show you. I need one more chance, oh.